Hello and welcome to the castle. This is my Fallout 4 settlement build. Right now we are in the front entrance area. And of course we're looking at the flag of the United States with the Minutemen logo popped right on top of it. It's just basically the Minutemen logo that's there. It's just actually fades through the actual creation. As we look around, we can see a whole bunch of armor pieces, and of course we protect all who call. In this settlement, I used all the vault doors here are actually on every of the small doors that are in this settlement. So all the doors that are small doors are vault doors. They're all pillar glitched in, and they look actually quite nice and make it look like it's a little bit more secure. At the top here, I was able to use cement stairs to get the floor pieces into place where I wanted the ceiling. It's nice and flush look to it, and it looks great. And I did it on all 5 sides. I just left a little bit here and there so that it looks like it's a little bit more slapdashed. One of the things I did do also is, with all the rubble, I wanted to cover it. So I hid the rubble behind this cement wall. It's nicer than looking at a bunch of rubble, so hey, why not? Okay, as we look around, we can see that I have what I call the bunkhouse. This is something that I took actually from my settlement build that I had done in my sanctuary area. And here is the Minutemen Broadcasting Shack. I want to make it enclosed so that this guy right here is protected. I also wanted to cover over that switch so that nobody can turn it off. This is going to go 24/7. This guy will never get to have any sleep. He is going to be protected, but so sad, too bad, he won't sleep. Good luck. At least he has job security. And over here we have the workshop. I actually took the workshop and put it in an encasement of a little shack. I put a lot of storage in here as well, and it seems like I'm giving everybody a whiplash as I look around this place. Please bear with me. This was done quite late at night, and I had way too much caffeine. So I have to say, the jet makes you jittery, and so does the Pepsi. I put some military posters up here as well, just so that makes it so that, hey, this is a military complex for the Minutemen. And just above the shack, I put a nice little guard post, so that even if you're on the inside, we've got people guarding you at all times. Now it looks like my character is a little bit lost. Here we go. Now if we go here, well, I can't go into the bunkhouse yet because this Brahmin is right now stopping me from going in. So let's just bypass that, and let's go over here towards the armory. Okay, now as we go over to the armory, here's one of my provisioners, a castle on the rock. A friend of mine said that he liked using robots for his provisioners, so I thought, hey, it'd be a great idea. So I did it myself. I have them all coming out of Hangman's Alley. Now, I love this because I wanted to put the warning sign above the armory. And I use for armory is just basically the armor sign with the Y at the end. That's why it's a little bit of an indented up, just to show that's been used. I haven't fleshed out this area yet. It's still a little bit bleak. But I want to make it so that it's going to be, I'm going to flesh it out where I'm going to actually put stuff up on the walls, but I've ran out of building materials. And I wanted to put up, of course, a recruitment poster. Please enlist! I wish I would have put the words Minutemen across the top of it. I might do that later. Okay, now we're going to go back outside and hope to God that that Brahmin has moved, and yes, he's moved, and hi Kate. Good boy. And hi Nick. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. Okay, here's my yeah. I don't want to know what they're doing in that room. What that Brahmin's doing. There's not even a feed tree over there.
World it'd be if folks just listened.
Yeah. Let's not look at that. As you can see, I've put the switches on the bottom rooms so that they can just lock up. So as soon as they have no power, they lock down. All these rooms shut down. That means that whoever's in the rooms are pretty safe, and they become their own little turrets. The back rooms become safe and secure places that nobody can actually kill people
It's
in.
in pretty good shape, considering.
All rooms have 2 beds to them, and it's made so that's nice and free. There is a upper floor, and we're going to go up there. And all the rooms up on the upper floor have red doors. Some people will know what the red doors are, and if they do, please leave a comment down below. I don't want to say it because it probably means that it'll be taken off of YouTube. Anyways, so all the rooms have some type of seating as well as storage for these people so that they will have something to go. It's not what I call war friendly, but I thought I'd be friendly to the people. Okay, now we're going to go on inside the walls of the castle. There's Preston. Usually I find Preston at the bar. I don't know why, but I always find him at the bar. And here I glitched the generator into the wall. Yes, I am repeating what it says. And one thing I always wanted to do in one of my settlements is create a restroom area. I've never done it before. I thought it'd be kind of funny. I didn't realize that it actually worked out pretty good. Okay, so let's go and open up these doors here. And we're gonna walk on in, and like in every bathroom there is some signage. Now, put 2 of the sinks on there. Makes it easier for drinking around. Don't know what water it's actually pulling from. And of course, if you're in the bathroom, you're good to go. I thought it was kind of a good place to put that sign because, well, you're good to go. I also made it so that it's accessible from downstairs as well as from upstairs. Yes, this place is an easy place to go, and of course, you have to have a notice for all employees that you must wash your hands. It is the apocalypse, people, but doesn't mean that you don't have to be clean. Even though a lot of people are wearing it. Okay, now we're going to go into, yes, it is the clinic. Turn one of these rooms into the doctor's area. Thought it'd be a great, quick area. I put in the barbershop and also the face sculpting area in here too, because if anything goes wrong, hey, you're right in the doctor's office. Even for a bad haircut, you don't want to slit your throat. Okay, now we're going to go straight forward and we're going to head back out. Each one of these little areas that is sectioned off has one of the workbenches in here. That way it makes it easy so that you have your own little space to do stuff in the workbench. Now we're going to head over into this room where I actually made it kind of the boss man's room. There's the welcome mat for the fast travel. That way you can actually go to the settlement population management and take care of it. Oh, hi Strong. Go find the human milk. Where's the human milk kindness? Anyways, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Okay, we're going to switch this over, and you can see I've just blocked off that area a little bit better so that you don't have to look down into an open stairway gap. Then I'll head on over here, and right here is a whole bunch of power armor pieces. Yes, I thought it would be funny to put extra power armor pieces into a bin until a frame comes available. And I don't know why I'm reading that. Should just let other people just read it, as I should just be talking. But anyways, and I put these suitcases up here because I kind of found it funny that where the actual handles on the suitcases were. So I thought, if anybody has to go, here's a whole bunch of suitcases, just grab your crap and go. Okay, one other thing that I did do is all of the windows are covered over. Yes, all the windows are bordered or grilled to stop throwing weapons. I don't like it when the grenades come through windows, except when I'm throwing the grenades through the windows. It's an easy way to kill an enemy. Just don't want to have myself killed because of it. Okay, as we go over here, we are in the cafeteria. Yes, yes, this is usually where I do find Preston most of the time. I don't know why, but this is usually where I find him. I just dressed it up. Maybe it's because of the cappuccino machine. Maybe he wants lots of cappuccino. Okay, I put a lot of signage up over here just to make it so that it looks a little bit more of a restaurant. I also did this where I cooked the cooking stove and I rug glitched it into the wall to make it so that's not showing those pipes. I hate those pipes. I like how you got a little bit of a stove. I also took this area right here and I actually put a cement piece in. I did not want to look at the rubble, so I just wanted to clean it up a bit by putting it and look like I actually cemented over that area and made it nice and clean. To me, it does look pretty good. Okay. Now, one thing I also did is all the windows are barred over, and the inside windows are covered by metal. I wanted to do it that way so that you can actually see a little bit better of what's going on, and it also protects from any type of machinery that if somebody comes and tries an attack, if they come in, they're not firing through the holes and taking pot shots at people who are running down the hallway. The hallways are protected, and only the people who are inside can basically protect the doorways if somebody comes down. Okay, now we're going to head over here and we're going to head on up. Now, oh hi Kate. This is where I have the farm, straight up on the side, nothing fancy about it. I'll put a little bit of a walk-in shack up here, and then I also put the artillery pieces on all 5 corners. Down there is something that I'll get back to. It kind of looks nice from up here, but you'll see it a little bit better a little bit later on. Okay, now we're going to head off onto the main ceiling of the castle. This is completely covered over. I wanted it to be overlaid patches so that it looks a little bit more slapdash, and I put a lot of power conduits up here. Yes, I used the rug glitch to advantage and covered places where I could not place flooring. I didn't want to fall through the floor, didn't want anybody else falling through the floor, so I thought this would be a great way of covering it, and it makes it kind of look quite neat. Well, to me it does. Anyways, yeah, and we're going to go over here. This is another spot that I also did that with. I have a lot of conduit up here. I actually emptied out a lot of my settlements to make the castle, and I think it actually looked out pretty good. Now, artillery at all 5 corners. That way, when I throw all those grenades out into the front, they're not going to survive. And right here, instead of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, I have the 6 giddy-up buttercups of the Fallout Apocalypse. I used the fires next to it so that at certain times they gave off kind of an unearthly glow against the buttercup, turning a toy into something a little bit more menacing. Thank you, Chucky. As we go over here, this is another one of them. Just wanted to show off that they're all here. And now let's just head back over and there's one of my dogs. There are actually 10 dogs at this settlement, but they seem to never be around. But at one point, I can actually come up here and just turn my head, and they are all there. It's kind of creepy, but it also gives a little bit more of a defense. And I want to make a little bit of a joke, so I made the 60 Minutemen bus. These guys usually might take a minute or so to use this place because that's what the Minutemen do. And put some lights on the front of it so that it just lights up a bit more. It's kind of a joke of the bus itself. And now we're going to head on over.
Need something?
There is the 4th one, and then we're going to look over here, and here is the 5th one. I haven't actually looked around yet, but I want to find some more of these mining helmets. I would love to put them on all of the guards, because I think it'd be kind of cool to have the guards with their own little lamps. That way they turn themselves into basically moving spotlights, because they'll click them on at the middle of the night, and it kind of looks cool when they're moving their heads around and they're lighting the place up. Okay, down here is the shop area. This is where people come from the Commonwealth to go shopping at the castle. It's a nice, secured place. You can get your armors, weapon, clothing, and you get your general goods as well. And I put a guard tower out here on this scaffolding. I love these scaffoldings. They can be used for quite a lot. Wow, that is probably way too much protection for one location. But hey, I want to blow the crap out of my enemies. I don't want them to actually attack anybody inside. So I will protect them at any possible necessary point. Now, as we head to the back of this area, you can actually see that I took out some of the electrical conduits and other connectors, and I just basically wire glitched them in so that I could actually string that wire across the settlement and make it so it's a little bit more hidden and use less resources. We're going to head around the corner now into what I call my little tiny fisherman's shack. It's like a little miniature settlement right next to the bigger settlement. This is just basically a place where I just dreamed up the idea of having a little port for any ship-worthy person that's out there to have a port in the storm. It's got 2 beds, lots of rugs, lots of stuff that's from Far Harbor, a little bit of an homage, I guess, towards Far Harbor itself, right next to the castle. One thing that I really liked about what I did here is that I glitched in a lot of the stuff, and I used actually the rug glitch on the little cooking area here to drop this in so it looks like it's actually a part of the ground, and the stones that are around it look like it's places where people can actually sit. So you've got your bricks that are up there for whoever's actually cooking, while the other 2 stones there look like they can be for somebody who wants to sit by and watch while the person's cooking and get warm by the fire. Okay, now we're going to head over to the very front of the castle. I put a lot of armaments up here so that nobody wants to come by, and if they do, there's not going to be much left of them. Okay, as we look at the front here, we have some junk fences off on the sides just to give some people some protection as they're going to be coming up this ramp. I loved how it looked a little bit, so that I just kept it that way. It kind of makes it a little bit more nasty looking, so that if anybody is actually going to attack, they can't really... They'll get a sense that this is a little bit more protected, so they can't come from the sides if people are going up the ramp. Okay, as we turn around, you can actually see the long line of sight. The spawn point is supposed to be somewhere over there. I got a lot of weapons, so that so they start spawning, I start shooting. There's my Gideon Buttercup Apocalypse. There's the Marlar Queen. She was here. She left her mark. Might as well say she was here. She's dead. And the Minutemen are not. We're back. Also, I went over here and I put up the word freedom. I used multiple neon overlay to boost the brightness of it. I liked how it looked, and I wanted to have something that's just basically anybody who is coming from the Commonwealth in, when they're looking up, they'll see the word freedom, and hopefully it'll be a kind of way of saying, hey, guess what? You're safe here. Oh, yes, and here is a bathtub full of plushies. I thought it would be a great thing as a joke, like, hey, if you're going to have raiders attacking, maybe they'll just come up the stairs if they get this far, and they'll turn and go, oh, plushies! Maybe I'll put Jet in there and see what happens. Be kind of neat to see if they'll actually go for the drugs before they'll actually start attacking. If the thing's got enough drugs, they might just start salivating and kill themselves over it. Be a good experiment. Okay, and now we're going to head right on back in. Few of the trophies of things that have been killed around here. Of course, we protect all who call, and we are back at the very beginning. This is my settlement build for the castle, Fallout 4. And thank you to the Skooled Zone for their tips and tricks on multiple things. I'm not going to say them all because, hey, they're listed there. And no mods were used or harmed in the making of the settlement. Please have your mods spayed or neutered. Thank you, and I hope you have enjoyed my build. Have a good day.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.